It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schapp, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stephens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schapp.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I am your host, Trey Schapp. Felicitaciones to Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira on winning the Latin American Amateur Championship over the weekend in Puerto Rico. Mateo has qualified for the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, the U.S. Amateur, and the British Amateur with his win. Mateo is a golfer on the University of Arkansas Razorback golf team. I feel pretty confident that there will be an episode with Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira coming up very soon. In this episode this week, we talked to Tyler Meyl of the Arkansas State Golf Association. He is the Director of Junior Golf and Member Services, and I think it'll be a very informative interview with him. Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. You can find them on the web, blackmanauctions.com. There you will find their full lineup of upcoming auctions. Go check them out, Blackman Auctions at blackmanauctions.com. We're back after this.
Traveling to Fayetteville to watch a game? Forgot to book a room for the night? Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel Group has you covered. Stay where the fans stay. Staybridge Suites is just south of Baum-Walker Stadium and is an all-suite hotel within walking distance of Baum-Walker, Bud Walton, and Razorback Stadium. Or you could stay at the Comfort Inn and Suites with newly remodeled rooms throughout the entire property. Find them on the web at bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. You all know by now I'm not a good golfer, but my son loves the game and he and I have been playing more. I've got my score down to, I've quit playing a scramble on every hole. I'm using the bunker rake much less than I used to, and a lot of the time I hit my drives past the women's tee box. All of my success in golf can directly be tied to me listening to From the Short Grass. Without it, I would not be the golfer I am today. Trey, you owe me $20 for that. Trey knows golf, I know auctions. Come see us at blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
At Stephens, our philosophy is to invest every dollar as if it were our own, to seize opportunity, to anticipate rather than react, to deliver constant focus in an ever-changing world, and to pursue the objectives of our clients in order to help them reach their financial goals. A proven history of helping companies and individuals. Stephens, member NYSE SIPC. Welcome back to this edition of From the Short Grass. On the tee, Tyler Meyl.
Tyler, welcome to From the Short Grass. Good to be with you. For everybody out there listening, what is your title with the Arkansas State Golf Association?
I have proudly served as Director of Junior Golf for the last 3 years now, going on 4, and in addition took on the role of Director of Member Services last year.
What does that entail? I mean, I get junior golf and all that because, I mean, there are a lot of junior golfers out there, but Director of Member Services, what does that entail?
It's kind of an all-encompassing title. You get to wear many hats here working at the ASGA. Predominantly is the USGA course rating program, and then a lot of communication work, working with sponsors and partnerships.
The USGA course rating program, what does that mean to the casual golfer that goes out, or does it really mean anything to them at all?
It does. It's the statistical evaluation of each golf course. You hear the term often, what's your handicap? We're the only licensed handicap provider within the state. It's what you post your score against or towards to develop your handicap index.
And why is it important for people to have an established handicap?
It's it provides an equitable playing format across the board. So you could have just started yesterday. I could have been playing for 20 years. We can go out and have a great time together.
Unless you take my money.
That's my definition of a great time.
How long have you been playing? Do you remember the first time you picked up a golf club?
I don't remember the first time I picked it up, but I do remember the first time I got one in the air. Dad took me out on the weekend, hole 17 at Paradise Valley. If you're not familiar with, there's a big fence that runs along the back side of the range, and I wasn't even hitting it towards the green. I was just hitting all the range balls that had came over that fence, and I finally caught one, and it just climbed and kept on rising, and I was hooked after that.
Yeah, what did that shot look like?
It went straight. It hadn't done that since, but that one went straight.
So one time you hit one straight, and that hooked you. You haven't been able to figure it out since.
Now I'm 4 years invested here at the ASGA, living the dream.
How much golf do you get to play?
Right now is kind of when we start playing the most. We're busy in the summer. I say that, it's funny, as a USGA intern for my first 3 months here at the ASGA, I think me and a fellow intern played maybe 60 rounds in 90 days right out here out back at Eagle Hill Golf and Athletic Club. So it's slowed down a little bit, but rightfully so, with more responsibility and getting to enjoy myself through this line of work as compared to playing.
You guys got in 60 rounds of golf?
It was up there. I had never had a handicap before, learned the importance of, went from a weekend warrior with Dad to, actually playing pretty religiously. And, I got from a 10 down to sub 10 pretty quick, and then that hard cap hit to where I couldn't go any lower. And, you kind of frown a little bit, but then just get right back out there.
How many scores do you need, first off, for those listening, that to get a handicap established? What type of rounds do they need to post?
I believe under the World Handicap System that launched January 1 of 2020, it will use the best 8 of your most recent 10 scores posted, and that is 18-hole scores.
So if you play 9 holes, you need to play 9 more?
Yeah, so that 9 holes will just kind of go sit in limbo until it has another 9 to connect it to. And since it's based off of the statistical evaluation that we mentioned, you can go play 9 holes at Rebsamen today and 9 holes at Burns Park tomorrow, front or back, doesn't matter, and it'll still be able to pair those together for you.
The Arkansas State Golf Association does a lot for golf in the state, and you guys rely on membership. For those that want to join the ASGA, what do they need to do?
First, we try to find a member club of ours. Where do you play your most golf? If it's at a municipal course, a private country club. Many don't know, but you can go join the Men's or Women's Golf Association, and that kind of brings you under our umbrella. From there on out, we hope to have your email address to where we can send you our e-newsletter every other week that we call the Monday Mulligan. And then we try to get your address as well to where we can send you an issue of the Arkansas Golfer every spring, our annual magazine publication.
And you guys put on multiple tournaments throughout the year?
Yes, sir. Close to, our championship schedule's got to be close to maybe 30 championships, 35, including USGA qualifiers. That's why we play most of our golf right now. In that summer we go from one trip to another. Right now we're in office trying to strategically and logistically plan our summer and how we're going to get from one point to the next, from the women's match play to the junior to the men's to the state am divisions, 4 balls, 2-man scrambles. Everyone thinks that we're not working right now, we're not doing a whole lot, but this is kind of when all the steam's coming out the ears and all the gears are grinding, and we're trying to get everything set in stone.
So what's that travel looking like right now?
It's all over the place. We try to, if an event's in Central Arkansas one year, we try to take it outside of the next. It's our job to be custodians of the game, serve amateur golf for the state in its entirety, and try to be all-encompassing. Our junior am was at Big Creek last year. It was at Shadow Valley the year prior. No one knows this yet, but this year we're taking it to Texarkana Country Club.
They know it now.
They do now. It's super exciting to
announced on From the Shortgrass where the junior AM is going.
Yep, USGA boys qualifier as well. So we'll have our 2 championship rounds. We'll crown a boys and girls junior am champion. There'll be a course setup day for us, practice rounds for the juniors, and then the junior boys am qualifier will be out there. In which I believe that national championship will be conducted by the USGA at Daniel Island Golf Club in South Carolina.
Texarkana Country Club, I think, is one of the most historic clubs in the state of Arkansas. When you look at the history around it, and Mr. Nelson with his double eagle on the 16th hole, and then you look at the pictures in that clubhouse of John Daly and a little Tiger Woods together at a Big Eye Insurance Classic down there in Texarkana.
It's awesome where they have that picture place too, because it's right as you're walking into the locker room. So it's like you just kind of catch it out of the corner of your eyes. You're trying to round a corner, and it catches me every time. I've seen it 20 times, and I stop and stare at it every time. It's so cool.
And also the head professional down there, Art Romero, has done a lot for golf.
Himself, he's got 2 children that work in the game as well, that work in the golf shop or pro shop with him. I think one's trying on mini tours still. So, I mean, they're a golf family. They eat, live, and breathe golf. It's really cool to see the work that he's done down there just during my tenure in the past few years when he's been there for, probably 3 decades now.
And those screens can get really, really fast.
That's one where you got to pay attention when you're picking your hole locations, or you're going to have someone angry at you and scoring.
I was going to say, so hole locations, all that is under your umbrella, and then you've got Randy Reed, who's a volunteer rules official that travels with you all to all of your events as well?
Yes, sir. I'd like to say I'm super thankful for him, as well as my executive director, Jay Fox. You know, it's always a group effort for course marking and setup for championships. And between the two of them, there's got to be 70 years of experience of being an executive director for a golf association. So to have the opportunity to work with them, I try to keep the mindset of being a sponge and just soaking everything up. But it's kind of an all hands on deck for every tournament, whether it be a junior, men's, or women's.
Jay's not here right now. He's not listening either. He's not going to listen to this episode. So you can say anything you want about Jay Fox.
Hey, keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He recently had to undergo another knee surgery, and we're just hoping the big guy recoups quickly.
I think he will.
I'm sure he will.
Hey, he's strong.
He is.
He will.
He is.
He'll be out playing golf again soon.
He'll be taking my money again somewhere soon.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't everybody?
Oh, shoot. He's good. He can still play.
Yes, he can. So you grew up in Fayetteville.
Predominantly Fayetteville.
Yep.
Born in Ohio. Lived in Fayetteville 3 times, Ohio twice, Florida once. But it's always been Fayetteville growing up ever since.
So you were a nomad?
A little bit. Traveled for Procter & Gamble, Iams dog food growing up with Dad's job. But it's funny how I got into golf, because it was him, or working in golf. The day I turned 16, I lived in this apartment behind the house, so I heard the back door of the house shut, and I knew he was coming up to my room. I thought he was going to throw me some car keys, so I kind of looked out my window real quick. He says, "Get in the car." And I was like, all right. So I was like, we're going to go buy a car. And we pulled into Paradise Valley Golf and Athletic Club's parking lot. And he said, "Go inside and grab a job application." And I didn't even get an application. Scott Murphy was the head pro at that time. He handed me a blank sheet of white paper, said, "Put your phone number down and what dates you need off." He's like, "When can you start?" And I was like, "I'm ready tomorrow, I guess."
Wow.
That was my whole summer gone. But I loved it.
But that's how you got involved with golf, besides playing, but in the golf business.
Yeah, so I got into the game non-voluntarily because of my father, and I can never thank him enough for it. It's spectacular. One thing led to another, and here I am today.
When you look back at that decision that your father made for you, are you thankful that he did make it for you, because it kind of put you on a path to where you are now? Or have you thought back to, what if I told my dad, no, I don't want to go work at Paradise Valley Athletic Club?
My dad was a backup linebacker for the New York Giants, so telling him no as my scrawny little 16-year-old self, I don't think that was an option. But, even if that was my last job in golf, I'd still be so thankful for it. It teaches you a strong work ethic, working member guests, cleaning carts till 2 a.m. I like to think that I still carry a nothing is beneath me approach in my line of work and everything that I do here. So I'm super thankful for that opportunity and glad that I took it and took advantage of it.
Well, I know that you're a hard worker, because the tournaments that I play in, when you're involved, I see you out there going 90-0.
I appreciate it. That's what it takes.
And in the heat.
With a small staff, it's –
yeah. I mean, you're wearing pants. I don't ever – sometimes I see you in shorts, but,
we let the interns wear shorts.
Yeah, you got to let the pants go sometimes and put on shorts, because it gets
setup
hot.
Days. Yeah, but it's professional. How would you like it if someone gave you a ruling in shorts?
I'd be like, hey, if the ruling's correct, I'm fine with it.
I'd want a ruling from a guy in pants.
Okay, well, you know what I would do? I would dial up Adam Carney, my rules guru, here on From the Short Grass, and ask him if I'm getting the right ruling.
All right. Would you be more, I don't know if persuaded is the word, but would you feel more confident in his answer if he was wearing pants?
He doesn't have to be wearing anything. He could be naked, and I know he's going to be correct.
Oh, I'd fight that ruling.
Really?
Oh, if someone's naked giving me a ruling, heck yeah.
Well, no. I mean, I'm just saying hypothetically. If Adam Carney is sitting at his desk in his office and he doesn't have any pants on, no one's going to know it. But I know that the ruling he's going to give me 99.98% of the time is going to be correct.
Going to be on. Oh, I'm not questioning his ability whatsoever. He seems super intelligent about the rules. Bottom line is we are not going to shorts. I know it's not my call, and that would be Jay's. But
what if it's 105 degrees out in a tournament?
Pards, you should see the junior match play out here. I think Eagle Hill may be the hottest golf course in Arkansas. This past year, we reached a heat index after the first round, 2 rounds each day, every morning.
Okay, well, if you're not going to go to shorts, I want to see you in pants, a collared shirt with a tie
Get
at the State AM next year.
All right.
Chenal Country
All right.
Club. That's what I want to see you in. You don't have to put the blazer on.
There's a
I
nice.
just want to see you
There's
in
a couple nice
starched
shade trees.
Tyler, starched shirt, tie, khakis.
There's a couple nice shade trees over on Founders at one tee box. So.
Yeah, but the wind might not be circulating through there. You're going to go. Well, they don't have any fans out there anymore.
Nope.
Because they've gone to Champion Bermuda all over that golf course.
They have, yes, sir.
So the State Am this year is at Chenal Country Club on the Founders side.
Yes, sir.
And expecting a full field for that?
Oh, most certainly. This will be the 3rd year in which we reformatted our state amateur to where it's just an open division and then combine the women as well. So, hoping for 30 women and close to 60, 70, 80 men for a full field and try to identify the best golfer in the field.
The change in the format of the State Am to make it a state amateur. You guys didn't come by that lightly, did you?
No, sir. There was a lot of thought put into it, both by our staff, players' advisory committees, executive committees, even on our board of directors. It was a topic of conversation before we pulled the trigger and set something in stone.
For those that are forward thinkers and think, hey, I might want to play in that. Well, there are a couple of golf courses coming up on down the line in several years that are those that are very difficult to get on.
Yes,
that
sir.
The state amateur is going to be held at. The Blessings Golf Club in Fayetteville, Johnson, just outside of Fayetteville, Arkansas. And then the year after, 2027, the Alotian Club. How did those two come about?
I think that's all thanks to a few individuals on our board who are close to some of the individuals that have some pull up at those golf courses, and then some conversations with staff members of ours and those same people. To get once you get that number 1 course that you're looking for, it's a lot easier, I think, to get your 2 spot, your 3, your 4. So once we got a few commitments made, I think the ball really got rolling, and everyone was on board. They thought it was a great idea, and everyone's just looking forward to their year to host. And if you hosted in 2020, which Pleasant Valley did, it will be at Pleasant Valley in 2030, and so on and so forth. So we're super excited. It adds some structure to our schedule. I think it'll help us develop some new partnerships, knowing that we'll be in a certain city years down the road, not having to plan where we're taking this event in the winter and then turn right back around and get ready for it. So it opens up a lot of doors, I think, and it'll be exciting to see where things go.
And the state match play this year, it's going to be at Burns Park.
It is, yes, sir.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it'll be a great championship. We look forward to our men's match play every year. It's a great event, competitive. There's few events in our championship schedule where people get to play each other head on. And, you could say fortunately or unfortunately, we see the same people. We'd love to have new people in our championships, and we certainly welcome it. But it is fun to get to know people that do come back time after time, know their personality, and then see them get to butt heads or to play against someone. And because people care, it's a big deal. It's your name's etched in history forever.
I see the Randy Beaver Cup trophy sitting here inside of the Arkansas State Golf Association. For those who are not familiar, each October, at the end of October, the ASGA puts forth an amateur team, and the PGA professionals inside the state of Arkansas put forth a professional team as well, comprised of super seniors, seniors, and amateurs, to compete in a Ryder Cup style format over a weekend in Hot Springs Country Club at the Arlington course. I think looking at that trophy, Tyler, the ASGA has a pretty good track record, don't they?
They have. I think we're about time for a new base. There's still some results that need to be added onto this thing, just to show you the long-standing tradition of this tournament. But it's hard to beat the guys that play every day compared to the guys that are running the golf shop. Is the kind of the ongoing joke there.
See, you're taking the stance of Barry Howard when I had him on From the Shortgrass, because I asked him about that record and everything, and he said, "We're pretty good teachers, aren't we?"
Every year at the pairings dinner, they thank they thank the amateurs and say, "Hey," or excuse me, they say, "You're welcome. Y'all play well.
Y'all go ahead and play well. You're welcome. We taught you well,
and your lessons are doubling in fee this next year."
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, exactly. Golf for you. I mean, I know you said that this is the time of year when you get to get out and play, but in your travels, I know you have to go to meetings outside of the state sometimes. Do you ever take the clubs with you and try to get in maybe 18 holes or something?
Yeah, no, I try to as much as I can. Recently, I was fortunate enough, I caddied for our men's player of the year, Tyler Reynolds, in the the Sunshine State Amateur.
Did he load the bag down with, a couple extra dozen golf balls?
He was nice enough to not bring the leather staff bag. He asked, he's like,
"No
what do you want to
way.
do?" I told him,
No,
I said, "Hey, man, if we're going to do it, let's commit."
I was going to say, man, if you're
I'm
going to
ready.
caddy, this has to be a professional event. You need the staff bag and everything. All the rain gear, the umbrella, everything.
Pards, I even grew out the mustache to look like Fluff out there. I wasn't going to start
You're
smoking
too
cigarettes.
skinny to look like Fluff.
I wanted to get out there and just be the best caddy that I could.
You look more like Bones than you do
Yeah,
Fluff.
that's probably right. But we had a blast together after the first round. The first round was a learning experience. If I've meet someone, I'm a pretty bubbly, talkative individual. I could talk to a brick wall. Tyler's a really good player. He's been our men's player of the year after year, and I think that's because he's got a bit of a stone-cold mentality. And there was a hole where he missed a putt, and I told him, "It's all right, keep your chin up, champ." And he looked at me and said, "I need you to talk a little bit less." And I gave him the thumbs up. I was like, "I'm good." And we were good after that. We had a good.
You didn't
couple
say
birdie
anything
runs.
after that, did you?
No, I said a little bit, try to get a little chirpy here and there, fire him up.
Did it work?
Yeah, no. Well, I say that. We missed the cut, but it got better after that,
You think he'll have you back?
I think so. Granted, that may be because I drove from Orlando to Tupelo, Mississippi, while he got to sleep in the passenger seat after missing the cut. But we had a great time together. It was a blast.
So you guys trunk slammed it out of there, huh?
Oh, golly. We were living off gas station coffee and those Buc-ee's brisket sandwiches.
Nothing bad about Buc-ee's now. Come on.
Oh, it was great.
Those are good. All right, best golf course you've ever played?
Oakmont Country Club. Was fortunate enough to go 2 years ago with a family friend and my father. I've got a great picture of my dad standing in the church pews, or myself and my dad, and you can see all his little footsteps around the church pews because he couldn't get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I shot the best looking 90 you'd ever seen.
Does it really matter what you shoot when you go to nice courses like that?
No. Not at all. I try to not even keep score. When I go to a top 100 course, I just try to soak it all in, the experience. I try to walk if I can. I feel like you get to see more of the golf course, take some more time to soak it all in and enjoy it.
And most times they won't let carts off the path anywhere at a place like that.
Yeah. At Oakmont, they don't even have carts.
I was going to say.
I think we had a member with us who had a medical exemption, and my dad was quick to jump in that cart with him. But, you walk it with the 4 caddies, and, I'm always hesitant to talk my caddy's ear off, but I want to know everything about the place, everything about my caddy. Tell me something funny, something that someone doesn't know.
So you want a caddy to talk to you. Reynolds doesn't want a caddy talking to him.
Yeah, no. So we're polar opposites, but I think we had a yin and yang thing going there at the very end.
Okay. Fantasy foursome, Tyler. You and 3 other golfers, living or deceased, that you could play a round of golf with.
It'd have to be my grandfather for first, my father second, and probably my brother, because he's just not that good.
A family affair.
I think it'd just be fun. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed before my tenure had started in golf. My dad's been a lifelong golfer, so I think the combination of us 3, you want to say Tiger Woods, but you also want to sprinkle in some more family in there and just have a great time.
Yeah, I think when I ask that question, most of the time it's Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. Every now and then I get a Michael Jordan and a Charles Barkley thrown in.
All right, so if I could do not family.
Yeah, let's do a non-family.
It'd have to be Tiger, Michael Jordan. The last one always gets me. Tiger, Jordan, maybe Phil Mickelson, a live golf Phil Mickelson. You know, I feel there'd be some animosity there on the golf course.
I think there would be quite a bit.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, I'd just sit back and listen there.
Exactly.
Man.
Just watch the greats duke it out.
Yeah.
I'll go shoot my 85 and get out of there.
Well, Tyler, thanks so much for sitting down with me, and best of luck with the ASGA. And I'm going to say it. I'm not on the executive committee. I'm not a member of the board, but I think you're kind of progressing along to where when Mr. Fox decides that his time is up, that you might be able to slide right into that big chair.
I certainly appreciate the kind words. You know, that is a goal of mine at where I'm at today, but there's still a lot of work to do, still a lot for me to learn. But it was a pleasure sitting down with you today, and I certainly appreciate you.
Heading to El Dorado to check out some live music or to play Mystic Creek? Stay at the Haywood, the only boutique hotel in the middle of downtown and the Murphy Arts District. If you are spending a weekend in Hot Springs, make plans now at the Marriott Courtyard close to Lake Hamilton and Oaklawn. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel Group manages both of these fine properties, and you will rest easy knowing that your every need is taken care of. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels on the web at bphotels.com.
Strength is measured not by the number of accounts. Strength is placing value on relationships. It's having the vision and the guts to invest in growth. It's the commitment to responsibly manage your money. At Stephens, we believe that our strengths build success, not only for us, but for our clients. Stephens, member NYSE, SIPC.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. You all know by now I'm not a good golfer, but my son loves the game and he and I have been playing more. I've got my score down to, I've quit playing a scramble on every hole. I'm using the bunker rake much less than I used to, and a lot of the time I hit my drives past the women's tee box. All of my success in golf can directly be tied to me listening to From the Short Grass. Without it, I would not be the golfer I am today. Trey, you owe me $20 for that. Trey knows golf, I know auctions. Come see us at BlackmanAuctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to this edition of From the Short Grass. Before we wrap up this episode, congratulations to Si-Woo Kim, the 2023 Sony Open in Hawaii champion. He started the day of the final round 3 strokes back, but was able to catch up in the final round to 54-hole leader Hayden Buckley. Kim's birdie finish gave him a 6 under 64 to post at 18 under 262 and win by 1 shot over Buckley. Si-Woo Kim, the first Korean player since KJ Choi to win the Sony Open in Hawaii. KJ Choi did that in 2008. The PGA Tour now moves back to the mainland as they are in La Quinta, California for the American Express Championship held at the Pete Dye Stadium course there in La Quinta. I want to thank Tyler Meyl for taking some time out of his busy schedule for sitting down and talking with me. I hope you learned some things about the Arkansas State Golf Association. And if you want to play competitive golf, sign up, join the ASGA, and sign up for some of their tournaments. I leave you with these couple of golf quotes as we end this episode. This from Bobby Jones. One reason golf is such an exasperating game is that a thing we learned is so easily forgotten. We find ourselves struggling year after year with faults we had discovered and corrected time and again. And this quote from Peter Jacobson. One of the most fascinating things about golf is how it reflects the cycle of life. No matter what you shoot, the next day you have to go back to the first tee and begin all over again and make yourself into something. I hope you make yourself into something. And the next time you're on the course and you find a ball mark on the green, I hope you fix it and a couple of more. And I hope to see you sometime very soon from the Short Grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.